Imagine the day that you finally achieve success. That day came to me in 2019. I was with my sweet, smart, short suegra. And she looked me up and down and she says, "Jessica, you look like a Barbie." If you would have been there, you would have seen the biggest smile in Catalonia. Because my whole life, I did not feel beautiful. And to the girl that grew up thinking that a Barbie was the desirable image of what every woman should become as a Canadian wrapped up for 6 months of the year, her saying that meant a lot to me. And I'm not supposed to admit that I wanted to feel beautiful, but it felt really nice. And then fast forward a couple months later, I'm a Barbie girl in a COVID world, life in confinement, it ain't fantastic. Everything changed from one day to the next. And that fame and fortune that some of we lived was gone. And Elena, my sweet suegra, when I was struggling, would look at me, hold my hand and say, "Jessica, embrace the whole life." And I thought, the whole life? Whining and dining was now limited to your local supermarket. Yeah? Travel, limited to your local supermarket. Dating, limited to your local supermarket. And it really hit me that my dream was quite plastic. And Elena made me realize that what I had already achieved wasn't quite so much, and it wasn't going to help me through these difficult years, because I didn't know a lot about resilience. I grew up with a quite easy life in Canada. And Elena 50 years ago did something that, I don't know even what the word is going to be, but that made her my idol. This woman fell in love with a dark, handsome, too dark man. She married a Nigerian man in Catalonia 50 years ago, when there were not a lot of people supporting biracial marriages. And she had 4 beautiful children. And on the night before they got their new apartment, a new 3-bedroom apartment, and all the kids were excited for this new stage in their life, the father didn't wake up the next morning. And Elena and her 4 children opened the door to find the father dead. And Elena raised these 4 children by herself, without the support of her family, nor the society. And when she would hold my hand, say, "Embrace the whole life," I had to look at my whole life. And during this time, I got into the Canadian national sport. What is the Canadian national sport?
Hockey.
Almost.
Donuts.
She's an American, she knows our problem. Canadians eat the most donuts in the whole world. And a donut to me is like ice cream, chocolate, or a bottle of wine is to the rest of the women of the world. And donuts were like my hug on those difficult days when I did not know how to deal with a business, 2 businesses not doing so well, losing clients from one day to the next, taxes due, socks on the ground, and the neighbors with their reggaeton. And one day, I was looking at my 5th donut, and I realized there's a hole in the donut. In my delicious, amazing, fantastic, sweet donut, there's a hole in it. And I went, oh, I remember the words of Martin Luther King. "I had a donut, and in that donut there was a hole. And I realized, the whole life has its delicious, sweet, wonderful parts. And then it also has the void. And what can we do? Any humans in the room? Humans. I knew it. Humans. We're like 80% amazing, delicious. Hugs on a cold day. And then we have this part. And I don't know what the void in your life has been, but I can guarantee you, we all have one. And for me, it was realizing what I had wanted to become was being stopped because I wanted to be beautiful. I wanted to have this shiny life of success, check, check, check. And once I realized that the only thing we can do as humans is accept what is, I became freer. And after 3 years of working pajamas from home, I morphed and grew into a new version of Barbie. Chubby Barbie. Chabarb. And I have to tell you, ladies, Chubby Barbie still gets Ken. He's bald. She still gets a convertible, beasting. And she still gets her dream home on the 7th floor of a Champla with no elevator. Dreams do come true. And the freedom that I got from accepting the whole of life was revolutionary because I realized the resilience that is inside of me. And I don't know what your dream is. Maybe your dream is to open up a donut shop and die 20 years younger. No? No? Maybe you want to open up a coffee shop. Call me. But most of us don't even realize that we have this hole. We spend our lives trying to stuff it like a Kardashian and trying to glaze over it with bling bling, or maybe fill it and stuff it with Amazon next day delivery. And once we accept this, we have no limit to what lies ahead in our lives. So, whatever version of Barbie you have become and are going to become, may we all cheers to the 80-20 life and embrace the whole.